Genesis. This is a whole book about Genesis. We should read this together. You know why, mentors? Because we're starting a brand new year, and it's a new year for ministry, and Genesis means beginning. So, welcome to our mentor update for September. I'm very sorry this hasn't gotten out earlier. I've been getting calls and emails from some of you saying, where's our information? What's going on? Because some of you haven't heard from me since July, but I've been here, and if you're watching the WordPress, we'll try to keep the updates coming. You're welcome to watch all of these very informative videos because they're just so fun to make. They really are. I'm going to just give you a mentor update for what's going on, some things to consider for building relationships with your mentee, and we'll have our first mentor night is coming up on the 8th of October, so I hope you're able to be here for that. If there's ever a night where you can't come and you need to be away, then just make sure that your mentee knows that. It sounds weird saying mentee. We got to come up with a different thing. Just make sure that they know that they're welcome to go with any other pair, and if you ever see someone on a mentor night that doesn't have their mentor didn't come or whatever, just include them in your discussion. It'll be fine. But that's coming up on October 8th. You probably found this video because I sent you the link to your lesson, which will always be uploaded on our weekly curriculum tab on the WordPress site. So parents or grandparents or baptism sponsors are always welcome to look at what we're learning about. And if you have to miss a night, if you're a family or whatever that's watching this, I'm hoping to have the lessons up at least a couple weeks in advance. So far, so good. Okay, well, I'll just quickly go over the calendar and then we'll get into some other stuff here. We meet on the 8th of October, then again on the 29th of October, then on the 19th of November. Okay, I have my notes here. December 10th. Then we have something called J-Term in January. We're going to take 2 weeks, the first 2 Wednesdays of January, and invite everybody in. The whole church is welcome. Parents should be there. Families should be there together, and mentors are definitely invited. It's not a requirement of your mentor experience, but many do come just to see what we're talking about. That is the first 2 Wednesdays of January, and we'll take a topic that doesn't originate from the catechism and explore that together. I'm not quite sure what they're going to be yet, but I have some ideas. But those are 2 things you can include yourself in if you'd like to. The 3rd week of January is a family mixer night that will be involving service projects and things like that. So mentors don't have to include yourself in that. Definitely can if you want to, but that's coming up then. Your last official mentor night then is February 4th, and then we get into Lent starting at the end of February and going through March. So there's not a lot of lessons for you to do, which gives you a lot of time to do the rest of the things that I'm going to talk to you about. Making a spiritual experience for your person this year is really our goal, to connect our young people in relationship to God, of course, and to their church and to one another, their peer group, and to their families, and then to loving adults that surround them from outside of the family unit, and that's you. And we have an amazing mentor team. I'm just so proud to serve with you, and we're off to a really good start. Most of you received a handout from me that talks about AAA Adults. It's a vibrant faith movement that, if you like acronyms or things like that, I don't think it's an acronym, but authentic, affirming, and available. Those are kind of the things we look for when we're inviting adults to serve our young people and their families. Let's think about that a little bit really quickly. Authenticity. You don't have to come here pretending to be a young person or be included in all the things that they do and understand everything that they're talking about. Just be yourself. Be authentic. That's really going to carry your ministry really far into their lives. And then the second being affirming. Don't take for granted the times where you're going to be able to speak into that young person's life and really call out the things that you see that are positive there. Hey, I was really proud of you that you got that assignment in so early. How'd that feel? Things like that. Really be affirming. Look for ways to praise them. That goes such a long way. It really helps your relationship. And then the third being available. Are you reachable? Are you on time to your meetings with the person? Are you making yourself available to them outside of Wednesday nights? Again, with the family's permission, it's fun to go grab an ice cream or whatever, a smoothie, or just go for a walk together. Those are, good ideas. We can talk about more of those in another video, but make yourself available. Let them know how to contact you and find out what's the best way to reach them. Where are they hanging out? Is it texting? Is it Instagram? Or what are they doing? You find out. That's part of your job. We have the AAA adults, and then I wanted to just lift up our 5 values that have been named for our youth ministry a long time ago, over a decade ago, as far as I can tell, looking through the archives. And I think they're still totally relevant. They still really apply. Those 5 values are learn, serve, play, grow, and worship. Learn, serve, play, grow, and worship. I think those are kind of church ideals in a lot of ways. We are going to be lifting up these values through everything we do. That's really my hope and my goal. So when we get together, we really want to have the language of play. Oftentimes when we start our confirmation stuff on Wednesday nights, we hope to have some type of a mixer. Some of them will be get up and move around. Some will be thinking ones, or meeting with new people. But I believe play is a language, and I think it's really important for adults to remember how much movement and having fun and being creative through the use of play is in the young people's lives. So we learn and we serve as well. All of this is to help us grow, and then worship. I can't tell you how awesome it is when I see mentors sitting next to a student's family in worship. That's like the best. It will happen during Lent. And again, we're going to talk about that in the future. Let's just not get there yet. But Lent happens. We're going to meet together. You're going to meet every week during Lent with your young person and worship together. But let's really, really, really encourage our young people to be in worship. Not just on the weeks they're scheduled to acolyte, but let's really encourage them. Hey, I'm going to be at the 8:15 this week. I really want you to sit by me and we can talk about the hymns we sing or the sermon afterwards. We got to do that together. We need more than just moms and dads getting young people into worship and engaging them and really talking about what they experienced there. When they're done with confirmation, when it's all said and done after their 10th grade year and they're processing what those 4 years have meant to them, the people that I'm noticing get a richer experience out of all of that are those that made a priority to be in worship regularly. And we just need to get on that and be really proud of the students who can be here worshiping regularly. Involve them, ask them questions. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 big things left here. I'll try to go kind of fast. Number 3 is Bible, Bible, Bible. We can wrestle and disagree and unify about all sorts of things when it comes to the Holy Scriptures, but we gotta read it. We gotta study it. We gotta interact with it to know what opinions we're forming. We have to do that as leaders, and we also have to ask our young people, hey, before you form an opinion, one way or the other, about what the Bible is or what the Bible says or what God's doing through the Bible, we have to have, in my opinion, we have to have a relationship with it. So do you have a Bible that you can go to that you really feel confident speaks to you, a good translation that's workable? You don't have to go with the kind that we have in the pews. In a future video I have planned, I'm going to do some Bible reviews of some of the translations that are out there and some of the student study Bibles that are available. And maybe by the end, maybe for like a Christmas, shoot for Christmas, think about buying the same Bible as your mentee and maybe getting one with some study notes and looking at it and really interacting with it. Pick a book of the Bible to read through between now and December. That's going to be one of your suggestions in your lesson. Pick the Gospel of Mark or pick one of the epistles or whatever you want. Genesis is actually a really good one. I was joking about that. Start engaging the Scriptures. This is why we're here. We believe that the Word is alive and active and powerful. And so I really encourage you to find a Bible that you'll read and make a plan. If it's just one chapter a week or whatever you got to do, and encourage your mentee to do that too. The second thing that I want to mention is this is the fear that I have for some adults that say, I don't think I can do this. You're not a professor. You're not supposed to be an expert on God stuff or anything. You're not even a teacher. You're not even here to teach. You are a guide. You are a pointer. One time I had a youth ministry workshop that I went to, and they really hammered this home. It was an idea from a book called The God-Bearing Life. The God-Bearing Life by Kenda Creasy Dean. She's a great writer on youth ministry subjects if you ever want to look deeper into it. But she talked about the ministry of John the Baptist and how that's kind of our ministry. Is he didn't come to be the one that's glorified or to be worshiped or to have people come and follow him. John the Baptist's role was always pointing to Christ, always. And when I was at this workshop, the person, what they did was they got up on a chair in the middle of the classroom, and they it was incredible. It was really cool. And they said, this is what a youth leader does. And it doesn't, I'm not just talking about a youth pastor or a youth director. It's every adult that touches a young person's life. We're up on this chair, not because we're better than anybody, but we're here and we're using our ministry of presence with them to point them to Jesus in everything we do. And you're not here to defend the faith. You're not here to convince anybody to embrace their Christianity. You are a guide and you're a pointer to Christ. And I want to help you do that. Some of you just do that just so effortlessly, and I wish you could even help teach other people. But that's really your role. And if you need help thinking about creative ways to do that, really the real thing is every time you hit a roadblock and there's a question or the student is wrestling with something, because you're not supposed to be here as an expert, I'm not asking you to whip out a great big commentary and explain everything to them. It's a opportunity for you to say, I'm not really sure. I guess people probably have different opinions on that if you watch the news or talk shows or something. Let's find out. Let's find out what Lutherans say they believe. Let's find out what other faiths say about this. And let's come up with some working opinions about that kind of stuff. That's what a mentor does. We're just pointing to Christ and we say, Jesus Christ is central to our faith, and everything that Jesus did on earth is part of the gospel, and it's good news. And if it doesn't feel like good news, or if it's not making good news come out of us, we need to get back in the orbit of finding out what that good news is and reorient ourselves. So you're a guide pointing to Christ. Second to the last thing, how might it change things if you prayed for your mentee one time a day? Please make a habit of remembering to pray for them. And hey, be honest with them. Ask them to pray for you too. Just say, hey, I'm praying for you. That if you're really doing that, I think that's just amazing. And it can really change your relationship. Just to ask for the Holy Spirit to be present in their lives, for them to feel God's love, for them to see God's action in everything they do. Remember to pray. The final thing that I wanted to mention, a few of you have asked me, how can I be more involved? What can I be doing over the course of this year? There are some events coming up that I will be inviting you to consider participating in. You do not have to, but it's a great way just to kind of get immersed into how teens are, and so you can kind of learn to bring up some of these subjects and reinforce what's going on there. We have monthly grill and chills the last Sunday of every month, most months. I'm looking for hosts for those, so you don't have to be a parent of a teenager to host a grill and chill. We typically just go from 6 to 8 p.m. We crash someone's house. We bring snacks. We bring $5 to help you if you want to make hot dogs, or you don't have to grill. It could be whatever you want. And we just hang out. Kids, youth, bring games, or you can provide some activities for us to do, or you're invited to come as well if you ever want to just check one out before you sign up to do one. November and December are open. Those are going to be tricky weeks, but I'd still like to see if we could possibly pull it off to keep the momentum going. Right now the momentum feels really good. Moonlight Madness, just for our 9th graders. Our 10th graders aren't eligible to go, 7th through 9th grade, but you can go as a leader. We're going to lock ourselves out of the church and drive all over Minneapolis doing stuff. November 15th and 16th, I think. Or is it 16th and 17th? It's a Friday night. And I could use drivers for that because I can't fit everybody in my Volkswagen. So maybe you would like to be a Moonlight Madness person, and we'll just drink a lot of Red Bull and be crazy. There's the Winter Blast Lock-In at Gloria Dei. January 16th is a Friday night. That's all grades, and I'm going to need tons of support when we do that. We're going to put that together. And you're obviously welcome to go on the 9th grade retreat if you're a mentor. Anybody can go. I had some people that were new to the ministry last year that got to go on the spirituality retreat March 6th and 7th. It's at Gustavus. I'd love for you to consider going on that with us. It's just good to have other voices. As you can see, I mean, I have a lot to say, but do they really just want to listen to this? all the time. Hey, that's enough for now. I'm praying for you. I think you're awesome. Our mentors, I think, are one of the most important things Gloria Dei offers for a ministry to our community and our world and just to these individual young people. So I'm praying for you. Please let me know how I can help you. I love to meet with you or just chat or whatever you want to do. Please let me know. And I'm going to stop this video. I think you're great, and God bless you.